will. To manipulate history is to manipulate consciousness. And to manipulate consciousness is to manipulate possibilities. And to manipulate possibilities is to manipulate power. Welcome to the show. Great show for you today. We're trying to reach across all the way across the water and get one of my good brothers that I met back in maybe 2018 that was doing some great work over in Ghana. So we're trying to get him on. So we're going to hopefully that he able to connect with us and make this thing happen. We got a little sunshine today, a little rain earlier this morning here in Cleveland. We had a great day yesterday. I don't know what was going on, but I was loving it as well. In the remote studio, we got our good brother Vince. What's going on?
Well, unlike you, I was in the house all day yesterday, so I did not get to experience or enjoy the 70 or 80 degrees that the meteorologist told us about, but I could look out my window and see, and I had to turn the heat off yesterday. I actually did not turn my furnace on yesterday, so I don't know if we're in for a repeat of that today, but I know, hey, it's April 19th, so, it's only a matter of days or maybe weeks before we experience what we enjoy as spring. I just want to bring you up to date on Larchmere Arts. We have a magnificent session scheduled for next Friday, the 25th at 7 o'clock. We have Gloria Cummings-Jones coming in with her trio of Elijah Gilmore, Ed Ridley, and Brad McGee. 3 excellent musicians. They are definitely worth the price of admission, and you can pay at the door. So just want to give you that heads up. Come on through Larchmere Arts on Friday, April 25th, and get into some jazz. Of course, we'll be at Rudy's on the next day. So the Access Band performing at Rudy's, and that's absolutely free. And I also want to let you know about May 10th, so you can start marking your calendar. We are going to have George Lee. He's a magnificent, phenomenal poet from Cleveland who lives in Columbus right now, but he's also a visual artist, and he will be at Larchmere Arts on the 10th of May. And we got some other things coming for you, so stay tuned for all these developments. In the meantime, we have a brother who is coming to us all the way from West Africa, West region of Ghana. Takoradi is the city, I believe, based on the research. He is a chiropractor, and he is changing lives over there. He is an expat, so I think at some point he was living in America, but now he is living in Ghana full time and just enjoying all the things that go along with being in the land of sunshine and somewhere close to the equator, I would think. His name is Dr. Dean Nefer Seneb L, and he is with us on 360 Info Network today. So welcome to 360. Dr. L, how are you today, brother? Dr. D, can you hear us?
I still can't hear you.
Okay, he cannot hear us, but we can see him. And we hear him loud and clear.
Yes,
I can't hear.
Okay, so we're going to give him a chance to get his speakers together. Lynn, give us some background on brother Dr. Dean.
Well, like I said, yeah, I met him in 2018 in Ghana, and he's like, you kind of summed it up, doing some great work for those people up in the Cape Coast region. That's the region that he works in. He has 2 offices, one in Takoradi, and the other one is in around Cape Coast. And actually, Dr. Qua David Whitaker is one of his patients that he see from time to time. So the brother has committed himself to that particular region and helping folks. And he's a chiropractor, but he also puts in other modalities as well. So he's a well-rounded as far as we're dealing with energy and holistic approaches to healing. So he just don't deal with the chiropractic part of it. He combines it and put it all together. So it's a good brother and doing good work out there, and helping our African brothers and sisters out there. Okay. Dr. Dean, can you hear us yet?
I can. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me now?
We got
Yeah.
you, brother.
Wonderful, wonderful. Peace and blessings. Thank you for your patience, and I appreciate the introduction. Thank you kindly for having me.
Yes, sir,
Um,
brother.
yeah.
I know Vince. You want him to go to landscape on your video. If can you swivel your phone sideways? Maybe if not, no problem. We can.
Me,
Yes.
Yeah.
me.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yeah, man, y'all. I'm not a techno roster, brother. I'm gonna see what just happened. Is
Yeah.
that
There you
better?
go. Oh yeah, that's it, brother.
That's much
That's good
better.
for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know,
All
we've
right.
had
Well,
to
I'm gonna work
adapt.
with it. Yes, sir.
We've had to adapt. You know, the pandemic brought us into a whole new world, and now you know everybody's living room is a television studio. So
Oh, true and live it.
you know, so we're
Yeah.
really technology is forcing us to be television production experts. So we'll get you together and we'll deliver quality
Thank you, thank you,
broadcast.
thank you for your patience.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
and just
Thank you.
so
Now, I've been here so long, brother. I've missed so much.
yeah.
Mm.
I've missed a lot in relation
Okay, he's having a little dead spot there.
to like. Can you hear, can
Yeah,
you hear
we're
me?
hearing. Yeah, we're hearing you now. The message is a little bit spotty just because of the nature of the internet, but we'll plug through it and we'll make sure that we fill in the gaps as we need to.
In
So
Ghana so long.
yeah, again, to those who are listening via radio, we're experiencing a few
No
technical
problem.
difficulties with our signal coming through. Our guest is in Takoradi. I believe he's in Takoradi. Brother Lynn also let us know that he has an office in the
Yes,
Cape
sir.
Coast area. So he's halfway on the other side of the world, and that's the point. Also, just wanted to let Dr. Dean know that while we are on the radio, we're on radio airwaves here in Cleveland, Ohio, but we're able to simulcast this program over YouTube and Facebook. So this is being internationally viewed and listened to, and that's one of the reasons why our audio is so critical. So again, we thank you for joining us from Ghana, and we also understand that you are the doctor of one of our most frequent and one of our most treasured guests, and that is
Mm,
uh, Nana
not a
Kwame the
crowd.
second,
Not a
also
crowd. Yeah,
also known
definitely.
as Dr. Quad David Whitaker. We are blessed to know him, and we are sure that you are blessed to know him as well. So thank you
Oh,
for treating our
definitely,
dear brother.
definitely, definitely. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I've worked with him extensively in several organizations here in the central region and within Ghana. Nana Kraz, I know him, great man, and definitely, um, it's always a pleasure to break bread with brothers that break bread with brothers. So,
Mm. Absolutely. Hey, Doc. So
yeah.
I think it was like was 2010 or something that you went to Ghana. What encouraged that?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Shoot, the trial, like literally, there's a multi-leveled, brother. I had always planned in the spirit of Pan-Africanism, of repatriating to the motherland. Um, I that had always been part of my plan when I had even entered school. It just didn't happen how I thought it would happen. I got divorced, couldn't see my kids, that whole ugly thing. And the Bob Marley song, Exodus, Movement of My People, Job People, all of that was in my brain. So I did just that. I exited. You know what I'm saying? And I pressed rewind on it, and I remixed the whole song, brother. And it's like I didn't let that experience and my American experience. I had a great American experience, by the way, but I didn't let certain components of the American experience that oftentimes get us trapped in it. I had options, man, and thankfully, being a doctor of chiropractic and having friends that knew the kind of person I was and my vision, we linked up. And I came over here. I was able to come over here in a really nice fashion, working for a top of the line company, seeing 150 clients a day
Man, come
incredibly.
on now.
No,
150.
brother, no 100, 150. Yes, sir. You know, it's so wild because I went from spending like an hour or 30 minutes with a client to a system where I spent, if you spent a minute, you spent too long. Like they were yelling at me because I was like trying to, do soft tissue work. And this place was simply about the adjustment, the power of the chiropractic adjustment only. And truthfully, my brothers, like I would tell you 99.9% of the people have positive results. And because the way the system was set up with the education, constantly educating people on posture and lifestyle and, getting rest, getting relaxation, breathing, stretching, dancing, laughing, all of these good things that help the body heal, repair, and maintain normal function. Like that was such a part of it that the adjustment, people wore the adjustment well. I can spend 20 minutes with a person and I'm stretching them and doing all this and everything. And then they put their wallet in their back pocket. They lean back in their chair. They cross their legs. They lean to the side. Like everything that I told them in relationship to being posturally upright so the power within the body can heal and flow, that will go out the window. I've spent a long time with them, working on them myself. But when they've activated in their mind the idea of what they need to do, like there are pillars that support the central nervous system. That's like diet or nutrition, rest and relaxation, a positive mental attitude, and what is it? Exercise, rest and relaxation, positive mental attitude, and let's say exercise.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You didn't mention diet. You did mention diet.
That's it, nutrition. When I said nutrition, I was saying diet. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, definitely. But so diet, rest, relaxation, positive mental attitude, and exercise. So all of those support the central nervous system, like holding up a table. You understand? And because we were constantly educating people, I've always constantly educated people with regard to that. But they were spending so much time hearing and being and having lessons and having workshops and stuff that they would wear the adjustment well. And I would tell them to stretch and they would do it. When I spend 20 or 30 minutes with a person, it's like they're counting on me to stretch them now. They're counting on me to do the work. And my friends, that's when you surrender your real power to heal, because the real power to heal is inside of you. And it's like, it's not health is not something that somebody can give you, man. It doesn't come in a pill, a potion. It's not magic, it's a process. And it's like, it's your lifestyle or death style. Literally, you choose your lifestyle or your death style. When you get them baby back ribs, that's not in the lifestyle category. You understand? I mean, it might be a part of your death style. We all compromise, man. You know what I'm saying? I also think that I know people that were strict vegans and this and that and this diet and that diet. Man, listen to your body. Listen to your body. And be sensible. If it really takes four times the energy to digest meat, and you can feel it. You get sluggish when you eat certain food. You should avoid that. It is draining you for a reason. You understand? Food that gives you life and energy and power, that's what we need to put in our body. Speaking of which, I want to tell you guys about something that's in Ghana, man. No lie. Listen, this stuff is called a tedre, or tiger nut.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You won't need Viagra if you have tiger nut.
No, sir. No, sir, brother. Listen. So those of y'all that don't know, I'm putting it in your ear. It's called in local language a tedre, or tiger nut. Now, mind you, there's no tigers in Africa. You know what I'm saying? It should be lion nuts, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna work with what we have. You understand? But there are so many things that we need to put in our body. In Ghana, there are things like moringa. This stuff's everywhere. It's growing in people's houses. They don't put it in their body. That's not. They're drinking Fanta instead of mangoes, man. It's lifestyle or death style. We choose. And thankfully, working with different people and having a great, well-rounded chiropractic education at Life University College of Chiropractic. And then when I left there, I went and I became an instructor at a massage college called Academy of Somatic Healing Arts. And that was great because it blended it filled in the gap. You know, bones don't move themselves. I'd like to tell him to go away, but he won't. Okay. But bones don't move themselves. Repetitive micro trauma locks the body into positions. You know, so these things, man, we have to implement into our lifestyle, man. You know, in Ghana, thankfully, like it's easy for me to associate certain things, like sitting upright in your chair. The symbol for chieftaincy most often used in Ghana is a stool with no backrest. Excuse me. Hey, go. I need you guys to go. Please. Thank you. I love you. Go. Please go. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that. I have 7 children and like 6 of them in the room right now. They're doing quite well. Okay. Please. Okay. Please. Call. Okay. So anyway,
yeah, but you know, I guess for some of our listeners too, we tend to always go to the allopathic medicine and straight to the doctor of that. But the chiropractic part of the situation, I think a lot of us is unfamiliar with and really don't know the benefits of that. You kind of described it a little bit, but can you get into it a little bit more on what?
Oh, easily.
Yes.
So
and
so
if,
in
if you could, Dr. Dean, if you could just explain the difference between chiropractic and the allopathic method, because in the original scheme of things, I'm sure you're versed on that. For whatever reason, people don't respect chiropractic doctors the way they respect allopathic doctors. There's a reason for that, and I hope you can explain folks the difference between the two and why that occurred and why they should be paying more attention to you and not just waiting for you to do the stretching, but learning it on their own.
For a living. So the fundamental concept of chiropractic is the power that made the body heals the body. Simply put, the central nervous system, the brain, and spinal cord are the first things to form in the human body, and they are, and they power the body. And so every organ, tissue, and cell in your body receives influence from the central nervous system. In order for the body to heal, function, and heal, repair, maintain normal function, the free flow of power. The ancient Egyptians called it ucha. So they would say Ankh, ucha, Seneb. In Ghana, they say unkwa, apomedzin, apomedzin. In English, you say life, vitality, health. So the flow of vitality from the central nervous system throughout the body allows the body to heal, repair, maintain normal function. The blood wouldn't flow if the heart didn't pump. You understand? Is the healing, and that's why osteopathics are right to a degree. The healing power is in the blood, and chiropractic is saying the healing power is in the ability of the nerves to send impulses throughout the body and receive messages. So clear the body clear of nerve interference. That is an ancient principle, and the entire musculoskeletal system is designed to keep the body upright so it can have absolute function, range of motion, movements. A lot of us are living with misalignments that limit our range of motion. We could turn our head to the left or to the right, and sometimes we feel a difference in that and don't realize that structurally those muscles that are tight are pulling on those bones, which in turn put pressure, subtle pressure even, on the nerves that are exiting the spinal column. These things cause misalignments, the misalignments cause malfunction in the body. Example, everyone's using cell phones right now. They're looking down, flexing their head, their chin towards their chest, when your chin is supposed to be up and your chest out. In order, that's when you get your full breath of air, your full blood flow. That is anatomical position, but we are stuck in a forward bending position and we're stressed. We're riding in cars. Our arms are forward. Our body flexes forward around our abdomen. Our shoulders roll forward. All of that puts pressure on the structures that are leaving, the nerves that are leaving the spinal column. And specifically, it helps lose the curve in the middle of the neck, causing pressure that can put pressure on the vagus nerve, which gives power to the heart. The heart beats on its own, but the timing chain is through the vagus nerve, and that wandering nerve travels all the way down from the heart to the descending colon. All of that gets affected by that. So structure and function go hand in hand. As I said, in Ghana, the traditional stool with no backrest is a symbol of chiefs because it's a symbol of power, authority, and stability. It's called your core muscles for a reason. The core, if the core of the apple is rotten, the apple ain't no damn good, is it? No, if the core is rotten, and so most of us, our core is rotten. We got fat growing around our abdomen. We can't do planks. We can't do pull-ups. Do you understand? And we're satisfied with that. And we have phones in our hands. We're literally bowing down to death when we need to do things that are going to strengthen our body and bring us upright. Chiropractic is a component of that. The chiropractic philosophy that the power that made the body heals the body. Who can argue with that? We can't. You know, thankfully, I went to Life University College of Chiropractic. I had some great instructors. My brother, we had something, a course called, what's that? I'm having a brain fart right now, man. But anyway, it's the whole concept of natural hygiene. We were taught natural hygiene. Do you understand natural hygiene? How is that not naturopathy? How is that not homeopathy? You understand me? Because it's all about balance. How is magnetic? There's poles in the body. That's guaranteed. There are vibrational forces in the body. The caduceus that we see, that staff, that's your body. You have, listen, you may find yourself putting especially if you're a married person and you're cuddled up, and your feet get up underneath your wife's feet or on top of her feet, and you realize it's like a hug down there too. You understand me? I'm saying from the top to the bottom, brothers, we are charged. And suddenly we do things like crossing our feet. You cross your feet at your ankles, you recycle power. You can sit up, right? Your knees should be equal to your hip bone, making a 90-degree angle. You cross your ankles. That's gonna recycle power. If you make a fist, you're holding your clenching power. If you open your hands, you're releasing power. That's real. Chiropractic is real. Allopathy has its place. Medicine, listen, if you have a bullet in you or your arm is chopped off, please do not come to my office first. Please do not. No. Get that taken care of, brother. You understand me? I'm not the doctor for that. You understand me? Everything has its limitation and its lane. What people may not understand is chiropractic are primary care physicians. I was trained in the United States of America. So we are primary care physicians, portal or entry physicians. Everything your MD, your allopathic doctor studied, I studied. I actually did more anatomy and physiology than they did. Isn't that scary? We do more anatomy, physiology, and nutrition than most medical schools. Listen, y'all are smarter than me. It's not computer error. You understand me? I'm not a computer error dude, but y'all know how to Google that stuff. The data's there. I went to Life University College of Chiropractic, graduated in 2005. You know, and comparatively, the curriculums, man, we have dynamic curriculum, but people don't understand that. They think it's back pain. The pain, and we're associated with back pain because we're looking at the spinal column like a fuse box. Think about that. Your spinal column is a fuse box sending power to different organs in your body. People have waist pain and impotence and don't put the two together. You have waist pain and your penis won't rise. And you can't sit up straight, even in a chair. You can't even sit up straight. You're tired. Of course your penis is tired. You yourself, you can't sit up straight. You don't even deserve to have a penis that sits up straight. Sit up straight. You'll start killing yourself. Listen, I'm just being real. But it's real, man. It's real. If you can't sit up straight, how your little man gonna sit up straight, bro? Big man lazy? Little man gonna be lazy. No, real talk, brother. Listen, real talk, man. Listen, man. It's real and it's affecting everybody. We're not realizing what we're doing, brother, and people think it's a joke. Listen, if you built your house and the foundation was crooked, would you be satisfied with that?
No, not at all.
No, but I can tell you, if you cross your legs at your knees, you put a wallet in your back pocket, You put one bag on one shoulder only. You don't do it across your body. You understand me? Your bag across you will cause asymmetry, imbalance. Structural imbalance will cause neurological imbalance, period. Because it's all tied together. And if you couple that with Coca-Cola and pizza, man, yeah, you're a dead man.
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You know, and it goes out to a lot of our, you know, older, you know, people in my age and older. You know, we can tell that balance is, you know, especially with the Americans. A lot of the Africans, them youngers, because they used to went putting that stuff on the head. A lot of them young folks are standing straight up, right, you know, and walking with that on the head. But we tend to, if you're watching some of our people when we get a little older, you know, we got that slouch. We have issues with bones and things like that.
I miss it.
And then they say something about working out and muscle. Is it true? Is it true that if you work the muscle out, that the bone will naturally get denser in order to support the muscle?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if you don't do nothing, you don't deserve nothing. So bone density goes away because you don't use it, you lose it. Listen, man, I always laughed at them old shriveled up pink-toed Neanderthals that was swimming in this pool at the YMCA and everything back in the day. But they were like looking dead, but they were pickled. They were swimming. So they were getting a full workout, bro. I tell everybody that comes to my office, man, if you don't know how to swim, learn how to swim. There's a variety of reasons. The water is rising. The water is rising in Ghana. People drown in the streets sometimes in Accra because the water will rise on them. If you clog the gutters, you understand, and the rains come, you better know how to swim. If you can't swim, you need to know how to. But anyway, swimming for health reasons, you're pulling your body through water. You're getting a full body workout, and you have to lift your head up, which holds your head into extension, which helps you build neck muscles in the posterior portion of your neck, which can reverse the forward hump. You know, the problem is people slouching and they getting a hump in their back and they can't straighten the hump out. You know what I'm saying? So they can't get their hump on. Yeah, it's real.
So
we gotta talk about it, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's an organ, man. It's an organ and we all have it. You know,
I just want to amplify something that you brought up and something that Brother Hamtonio brought up, and that is that issue of bone density. And the thing about it is, one of the last things that we want to do is do any resistance training or lifting weights. For women, it's critical because, as you pointed out, as you age, you lose your bone density. So if you're not doing anything to support your bone density, then you're going to end up hunched over, bent over, osteoporosis, and all that other kind of stuff. So it's not something that you can just put off. You have to do it. You have to lift weights. And when you look at women who engage in a regular bodybuilding process, like Ernestine Shepherd and Annette Larkin and all the other sisters that are up there in their 70s and 80s, and you see how good they look, it's because they're not afraid to go to the gym. And trust me, sisters, you're not going to look like Miss Olympia because you go to the gym and lift weights a few times. It's not going to happen. You have to go through extreme measures to lose that. But if you are consistent in that, the other thing that I wanted to mention was that you're carrying around too much weight. And if you're carrying around too much weight, it impinges upon your joints and ligaments, and then you have pain. And then you go to the doctor and he gives you a pill to affect the inflammation, but you're not doing anything to affect the underlying cause. I think you hit the nail on the head when you talked about your training versus the other doctors. I've been following Dr. Eric Berg on Facebook because the way the algorithms work, one video shows and then I get for that follow, and it's obvious to me that he understands the human body to a much greater extent than the allopathic doctors do, because they specialize in one thing and they don't know other things. But when they come to you, because you have this understanding about the whole body and how it functions and how systems work together, you can give them good advice on things that they can do to make their body function properly. So if you could just give us some more information about the holistic process to healing and how that can help your patients experience optimal health?
Well, it starts with a mental attitude. That was one of the pillars, a positive mental attitude. And literally, man, when I have clients come in and I'm working with people, I always tell them, one, if you're married, bring your spouse in, or you're a serious spouse, bring your spouse in, because it's a journey. Health is a journey, and if you have somebody you're working with through it, it makes things easier. They understand a little better when when you're trying to sit up straight. They even may give you subtle reminders. Laughing, dancing, singing, loving. And I want to start with that always, because I tell people, listen, man, your mind state is going to really determine a lot. In Ghana, we have this position where we say mepacho. It's like you're bent over, slumped over with your hands forward, like mepacho, I'm begging. That mepacho posture, that begging posture doesn't heal anyone. That cramps your entire body, physically, mentally. We're talking from a mental perspective. If you're not feeling good, do something that helps you feel good. Something that helps you laugh. Dance if you can. Sing. Pray. All of that helps. Eating the fruits and the vegetables as opposed to the Snickers and the cola. Though we know what's tempting, it's designed to be tempting, but we know the benefit. Like you feel the direct effect of a mango over a candy. The way your body responds to it, the mental reward, even the colors. You understand, when you're seeing it, you're doing yourself a good thing. That helps the mind-body relationship. Then there's rest and relaxation. Rest and relaxation is very important. And that means like turning the lights out, getting the phone away from you, man. Like all of that, very, very real. Walking, rest and relaxation. You don't have to lay down, go for a walk in nature, smell real air. We all know when you go to the countryside, you smell that. You go to the seaside, you smell that. My wife and I just celebrated our anniversary the other day. We went and jumped in the ocean. Because you understand me? Because anybody that's married knows it's work, and that seawater and that salt is refreshing to the body. And these are nature's blessings, man. That's what I'm talking. We're talking about holistic health and balance. Go dance in the rain naked. I mean, I'm just being real with you. I mean, if you don't live somewhere where you can do that, I'm sorry. Go on vacation. You understand me? Go somewhere. When you come to Ghana, dance naked under the moon, under the stars. Drink some coconut water, man. Come on. Literally. And I'm here and I tell people this all the time. Yeah. I tell people all the time when they're here, I said, don't get caught up, man. Don't forget to stop and drink the coconut water. You understand me? Because people come here to Ghana and it's like we get caught up in this rat race, hustle, bustle. Bro, I pay $150 for 2 houses a month. What am I hustling, bustling for, bro? You understand me? Come on, it's not a hustle and bustle. Relax, chill, drink the coconut water. You understand me?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's real.
Yeah, it's and the things that you're talking about, that's why, I'm making a little news thing. I got T-shirts that say anti-establishment on it, y'all. So y'all have to get these, because I'm saying
unplug the radio, the TV, except this channel, please.
all of them, that they have taken us down this path of away from your nature, God consciousness, and everything that they halfway do. You forget about nature. You don't think about nature. You take nature for granted. All
brother,
that's a relationship, man. That's a relationship. We don't do those things no more, man. And look
but
at
it's our fault. It's our fault. It's our fault. It's our fault. So let's stop it. You understand me? For real. Let's be real about it. It's our fault. So let's stop it. You understand me? Like, let's go. I took my kids to the beach the other day, man. I didn't really want to. I knew I needed to. We had a blast. I needed it. We all needed it. You know what I'm saying? We know we need to do these things. We got to do it. You understand me? The rat race is real, but it doesn't. It's cash rules everything around me. It doesn't rule me. It doesn't rule me. And if it's ruling you, move. Find another way.
But I think it's nature's, and I think they need to understand that I think it's nature is the one that's going to realign you and bring you back to what nature and God's intended it for you. It's nature, and resorting back
Definitely.
to that is just going to do so much before you. You used to laugh at people talking about hug a tree or get grounded or
Well, yeah.
take in some good oxygen sitting out there. That's what's gonna. God knows on how much that would do to you and beneficial, and maybe stop you from going to a doctor visit or something. You know what I mean? Just
Completely.
by
Completely.
realigning,
Just walking in the grass barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Go make a snow angel or something. You understand me? Come on. We did all that before. That's part of the healing, man. It's not so complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And Doc, dealing with the whole chiropractic area.
It's not so complicated. It really
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's simple lifestyle things, man. I know the brother mentioned going to the gym, and all of that. And going to the gym. I know at one time I would say weights, but another time we are talking about how weights is too much on the body. I see a lot of people right now embracing calisthenics, body weight exercises. And these are the most chiseled bodies out here, bro. Like I'm this 70-year-old cat ripped up everywhere. Come on, man. He's standing up straight. He don't have no waist pain. You understand me? He might have young children. You understand me? So honestly, it's real.
Yeah.
It is the whole. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so with your practice and what you're doing, you kind of got into it a little bit. So that importance of stretching, what is actually just what is it? Is realigning the spine, I guess, to one degree. So what?
Listen, my brothers, listen.
Okay.
As often as the dog and the cat and the bird and every other living organism does, when it wakes up, when it gets up from laying down, sitting down, innate intelligence kicks in. You're on a long car journey, you get out the car, you need to stretch, breathe and stretch. Hopefully you were singing some positive music while you were on the ride. So that brought your spirit up high. So you heal. Now get out and stretch, man, and stretch with your family and friends. Breathe and relax. Consistently, my brother. When you unwind the body. Why? Because there's chemical, physical, emotional stress. All of that stuff is there. And you got to combat the Satan that's trying to cripple your body and steal your life force. And I'm going to call it what it is because it's in our mind, too. The thing is, it's in our mind. There's always going to be programs. There's so many programs going on, man. And what are we tapping into? What environments are we creating? You understand me? Like, for real, what environments we creating? What environments are we staying in? If I live in a neighborhood and the gutters are open and it smells like, human waste, I choose to stay there or go. If I can't get these people to do, what I think is better, I gotta stay there or go. But if I stay there, I'm staying there. I change the environment sometimes. Getting out of America was that kind of change of environment for me too. It was allowing me a space and time to reset, especially as a young Black doctor, with no money. You understand me? So wanting to serve the people.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in real quickly since you brought that
set
up.
up like a conveyor belt, man, with assistants at every table. And
it looks like we got another dead spot. So in this pause, I'll just take this opportunity to let everyone know.
It was real.
You're listening to 360 Info Network right here on AM 1490 WERE. Our guest is Dr. Dean Nefer Seneb. He is a chiropractor in Cape Coast and Takoradi,
I like
Ghana, and he's given us the skinny on what it's like to experience life when a daily stretching routine, perhaps, and some other things that you can do to align your body properly so that you can experience great health. Hopefully we can get his signal back and we can continue the broadcast. But it looks like He's having a little technical difficulty there. I also wanted to mention, what was brought up about bodybuilding, because Antonio, some folks go to the gym every day. They eat 4 or 5 meals. They eat a lot of food, and they eat everything, and they think that it's okay. And I think that's one of those extremes, because you have folks that will weigh 250, 300 pounds and it's pure muscle. We don't necessarily need all that muscle. And as Dr. Dean mentioned, you can use body weight exercises and be shredded. I mean, I've seen the videos of the guys that are 60, 70 years old, and they do pull-ups and chin-ups, and they flipping around the bar and everything. You don't
That's
have to.
us. That's us.
Yeah, you don't have
That's
to
us.
go
Let's do it.
through extremes. You can use the push-ups, the ab exercises. You can do those every day. And Dr. Dean, I want to testify to something that you said, because I have adopted a daily stretching routine. Every night before I go to bed, I go through a stretching routine. And when I first started this, I could touch my knee to my head on the right side, but on the left side, it was a struggle. I just could not go all the way down to the knee on the left side. But over a period of maybe 1 or 2 months, doing every day, now I stretch to the right, I stretch to the left, and I get the full range of movement. So I know that there's something to what you're saying, and I can, again, blaming the algorithms. I get Tai Chi and Qigong exercises, and they're doing simple things like calf raises or reaching up over your head. Just simple things, turning this way, turning that way, turning your body certain ways. These are simple things that we can do. You don't have to have a $200 a month gym membership to be in good shape. That's the whole point. And I know you can share folks, what they need to know in order to live that type of life.
Well, I do, and that's that. It's more on an individual level because everybody's at a different spot. But generally, body weight exercises, man. It is that simple. The push-ups, the pull-ups, pulling things more than pushing. Pulling. We don't pull enough in our exercises when we're doing crunches and we're doing pull-ups. These all strengthen the front of our body. That's why you see some people, their shoulders are rolled forward. That's a sign that your shoulders are rolling forward and in. It's a sign that your pec muscles are tight, your ab muscles are too tight, your back muscles have become weak. Anatomical position, your chest will be out and your shoulders back. If you find one side of your body is higher than the other, or one shoulder is higher than the other, I would suggest utilizing cables. I love resistance bands, my brothers. Resistance bands, they're similar to being in a pool. It gives you like more of a natural resistance. I can't give a formula for each and every individual. It is quite general. I remember when I was in America and we had physical education, just simple things like kicking a ball and throwing a frisbee, man. I mean, most of us aren't even doing that. We will watch games on until I throw the ball. You understand? Walk on a path. Walk on a path. Phones, you can't hear predators if they're preying on you. You understand? So, while you're doing that, drink water, eat watermelon instead. You can drink water, but eat watermelon. I mean, I prefer coconut water and watermelon over water. The tap water in Ghana. I'm not drinking that. The bottled waters that sit in the car or sit at somewhere in a warehouse for whatever. Yeah, I drink it when I have to. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
So the best source of hydration is going to be from fruits. So fruits that are in season. It's the same thing of a positive mental attitude. You know, I had somebody come to my clinic the other day, and I was playing some recitations of the Quran. It was beautiful to me, and the room was very relaxed.
We got another signal drop off here. Bear with us, folks.
Probably they like the reggae jazz Arabic.
Yeah, I can, we chopping, but hey, I can see how that music definitely plays a role, a major role in all of that. I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, we just love. So yeah, that's all common. It's all about energy, and I think that's what he's trying to express here, because he keeps going back to having that right mental state along with whatever that you're doing, having that right mental state, putting your mind's eye in the right frequency, in the right environment, all that play, and that's what I was trying to reiterate earlier, is getting back to nature, man. I guess the creator will fix you if you come back to nature where you belong, and get away from some of all this high tech stuff. You know what I mean? Here the natural frequency and energy from the planet realign yourself too, as far as mentally and consciously, so you can move forward on some things. And like I say, with that anti-establishment I'm talking about, I'm coming to find out in my older age is that damn near everything that the system has laid out for you, it ain't the best thing for you. It's wrong. It's the wrong way of doing something. You know what I mean? And it go against the natural laws of nature and go against God's law, who gave you the instructional manual on how to live and what you should be doing. So we can't trust into this system, that the system has been made up of all this evil, to give us the right information that we need to succeed and be prosperous and be God-like or Christ-like. We can't do that, because if he believed in all this stuff, we wouldn't be in this position. The world wouldn't be in the position that we are in right now. So we got to go out and seek out another way of doing some things, because apparently it ain't right, because we got a bunch of hospitals and sick people all over the place. And so evidently something we are doing wrong.
Yes.
We're not growing our food. We're not growing our food anymore. And that's a big component of it. Even the process of going outside and toiling in the soil is healing. It connects you with nature. We've become so plastic that it's commonplace for people to take rubbish and throw it on the ground. Like we've literally lost our minds. We are not natural anymore, and we need to return to that natural nature that you're speaking of, my brother. And that is the formula. And like I said, we get up, and the dog and cat get up and stretch, but we don't, and they're our pets. Anyway.
Yes. So, Dr. Dean, I couldn't let this escape our conversation today. You talked about your exodus to Ghana. You talked about having gone through a divorce and whatnot, and I guess you had it in your spirit that there's got to be a better way. You go to Ghana, you get married, you have 7 children. You talked about having 2 places paying $150 a month. I mean, you just let out a secret that I think we should know about. You took the scripture seriously when it said, "Be fruitful and multiply." And it seems like you left America to find a paradise on earth. Would I be far off the mark if
my brother? Listen. I call my backyard the Garden of Eden. Okay. My name is Dean. Yeah, so I live in the Garden of Eden. I'm in my little paradise, man. I came over here. I married Wudu Nesu Fuseni's daughter. He's the paramount chief of Kotokole people in the Western region. I married his most beautiful daughter. She's young and beautiful, and it gave me 4 kids in the past 6 years. I'm in heaven on earth for me, brother. I won't lie to you. I really won't lie to you, man. The little people you hear in the background, that guy is 2 years old. He's terrible too. I can't even get him out the room. I'm 51, almost 52. You know, my wife, I got her about 20 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? And she's smart. She's the king's daughter, brother. I ran away from that bullshit and came over here. I'm living good, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen. I'm not rich, damn it. But boy, I be seeing that shit. I be like, I'm rich, bitch, every day because I'm living. Listen, bro. Listen, man. My daughter came to visit me, man. You know, and all my kids, everything that was taken from me over there, everything I left over there, brother. Man, I've got a 23-year-old daughter, a 22-year-old son. Man, my son came over here wanting to box me on the beach, and after I showed him, why he's nice. You understand me? He decided he liked being here with me and his brothers, and you understand, like everything that was bad there and taken from me, I got it back, bro. You understand me? And I'm so thankful. And it's like, it doesn't take much over here. It depends on what you want out of life. You know, if you want to eat American food in Ghana, you're gonna use like American dollars. Your money's gonna disappear. You understand me? I have a Ghanaian wife, and she taught me how to live and eat Ghana. I even have a Ghanaian baby mama. You understand me? And that wasn't too bad in the Ghana court system. I'm just saying, like, there's good, the bad, and ugly everywhere, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's good, bad. I'm just being honest. I've had it all. I've had marriages, divorces, and a baby mama over here, brother. Like, honestly, everything that glitters isn't gold. I just ended up, in a real great situation, and it's this currency. This is one of the things we have to get in our minds, man. Not cash rules everything around me, brother. Currency rules everything around me, man. You understand me? And it's like the currency ain't ruling me. I'm in current with the currency. I'm surfing this vibe, and so the blessings come. It's not about how much of. And rich people aren't necessarily rich because of cash they had to start something. They had a vision. They knew somebody, divine order. They took advantage of an opportunity. That's just being in tune with the currency. I've got a nice niche. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What stuck with me when we met, that you said we met at One Africa, I believe that's what it was. I seen you. And
True and living, most likely, yeah.
Yeah, and then what you said though, we was talking about living in Takoradi, and I just want our listeners to know. So what happened when you said I said, well, how's the cost of living over here? Can somebody survive? I said, what if somebody was making like $2,000 a month off of their Social Security or this, that, and other? You know what you said to me that stuck. We said, man, you had to be on crack to spend $2,000.
Telling you to spend all that. You understand what you do, bro? Like, how you blow that shit? You understand me? Like, honestly,
we're on
2,000 times
radio.
60.
Dr.
I'm
D,
sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am an extraterrestrial, brother. I won't lie to you. but yeah, I'll come back down. Yes, sir. But yeah, like $2,000 times 16. Yeah, that's a lot of
the currency.
lot of partying, brother. That's a lot of partying. That's a lot of partying.
The exchange rate is 16-1 now.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly. That's 16, brother. That's 16. You know what I'm saying? Anything like this 15.75.
Right.
If I gave you, it's 16, brother. You understand? It's 16. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's quite nasty. That's what I'm saying. The cost of goods that are from America or American style things, it's costly. And here still, we all need to learn how to grow and stuff anyway, man, honestly. And everything grows in Ghana. I have papaya in my backyard, got plantain and banana on the side yard. This stuff just grows everywhere, man. I freeze it and have smoothies for the kids, call it ice cream, so just throw some tiger nut milk in there, because it's not just good for, strong, sexual reproductive organs and things. It's also good for the entire body. It's a superfood similar to moringa. Um, but anyway, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I forgot where I was.
All right. Well, we'll just take this opportunity to let the listeners know that you are listening to 360 Info Network right here on AM 1490 WERE. This is 360 Info Network, and our guest is Dr. Dean, coming to us all the way from Ghana, West Africa. We're talking about chiropractic, we're talking about holistic living, and we invite you to continue with us as we make the transition from AM 1490 to YouTube and Facebook. You can watch our program on the Journey with Hamtonio YouTube channel. You can also go to Vince Robinson's YouTube channel, or you can go to the 360 Info Network Facebook page, and you can continue to watch us on those various channels. We're going to continue our conversation, and we can do it unfiltered. We won't have to worry about those S bombs slipping out as we continue our broadcast. Also, just want to take this quick opportunity to remind you that we will be having an event at Larchmere Arts next Friday at 7 o'clock. It is going to be Gloria Cummings Jones performing with Ed Ridley, Elijah Gilmore, and Brad McGee. They are three phenomenal jazz musicians. She sings jazz vocals, and there will be some other vocalists who will show up and join them on stage as well. So we have that to look forward to. Also, want to let you know about an event that will happen on the 10th of May, and that is going to be Mr. George Lee. He is a poet and visual artist who will be coming up from Columbus to join us on stage. We'll have an open mic for that event as well, so you can come in and get in on those festivities. Promises to be a good time. We're going to develop a full calendar for Larchmere Arts, so stay tuned for some things that will be happening in the spring and summer. And just so you know, we're talking about doing the Larchmere Cultural Arts Festival in July. So we'll have more information for you as that materializes. Brother Hamtonio, any quick announcements you want to make before we transition to our online broadcast?
Yeah, just keep in mind, folks. This Juneteenth, we're gonna be doing our Juneteenth ball again at the Mediterranean. So stay focused and stay tuned for that. And we may be doing a fundraiser sometime before that as well. So I'll keep you posted.
All right, very good. Also, want y'all to know that there are some grants that are available through the Assembly for the Arts that you will be eligible to participate in. They just ended a grant period. They're going to be giving out about 40 to 50, $1,500 grants. The application period for that closed just about a week ago, but there will be another iteration of that grant program. Is called the Boost Fund. So you can go to assemblycle.org to find out everything that you need to know about that grant opportunity and a few others. Also, just want to take this time to acknowledge our engineer, Mr. Tone Harley. Tone be on it for us every Saturday. He wasn't with us last week, but the person that he sent in his stead took care of us, and we really appreciate that. Thanks to him, we're able to do radio and online at the same time. So big ups to Mr. Tone Harley. As always, know yourself, love yourself, be yourself. Make today your absolute best day, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
All right, we are exclusively on YouTube and Facebook. This is 360 Info Network, the online version. We have with us Brother Hamtonio, and we also have with us, coming all the way from Ghana, West Africa, Dr. Dean. The full name, I saw it online, so I see there's a comedic element to your existence, and I think that adds to your credibility because you know a little something there, Dr. Dean. We appreciate that. And we also want to acknowledge the fact that you made a successful transition from life in Babylon to life in the Garden of Eden. Eden. I like that. You got the fruits and vegetables growing up around you. You can can and preserve and, just have that abundant supply of fresh fruit. I'm wondering, Dr. Dean, Mr. Bill Gates took his brand of agriculture to different parts of the world, India, Africa. When he brought it with him, it just kind of ruined everything. And then on top of everything else, you had Monsanto. I call Monsanto. You had Monsanto come in and say, okay, we want you to use these seeds. They're not heirloom seeds. They're genetically modified seeds, and you'll have to come to us every year and buy new seeds instead of having your own abundant supply. And for whatever reason, some farmers thought that that was a good idea because they got a new cell phone or a new laptop or something. I don't know what happened, but how are things over there now with respect to the organic aspect of food, and are they staying on top of things to maintain the integrity of the food that's grown in that country? I'm just curious.
You're muted. You're muted, Dean.
Hold on.
He's unmuted.
Okay. All right. The answer to your question, no. There's chemicals on everything. It's ridiculous. And now it's GMO as well. There's the agrochemicals over here is disgusting. You know, it's sad because we come over here believing that it's all fresh and natural. My brother, it's not. The chemicals are intense. There's been a big push fighting against GMO being in Ghana, but recently it was approved. I'm not in that fight directly. I definitely pray for all of us, and I know I can't fight every fight, you know. But that fight is there and it's happening, but we're losing. We don't know. In the new government is different now. I'm gonna tell you, like, honestly, I am honestly feeling good things about the new government. A lot is shifting in Ghana. I was contemplating leaving. And now I'm like, nah, I'm here. I'm good. You understand me? Like, yeah, I was contemplating leaving with our past president. Ghana's really taken a big fall. I mean, when I came here, the exchange rate was 1 to 1.5. Ghana CDs to US dollars to Ghana CD. Now it's 1 to almost 16. It's madness. You don't. And like, you can't really charge. I can't really charge for what I do fully. Like, to the average person cannot afford my fee. My dollar fee is $100 a session, and that's a $300 session in the U.S. Now I do body work. I do a lot of different things with the person. So it's like basically having like a chiropractic session mixed with, I don't want you like physical rehabilitation session, all those things, mix them together. But it's like, the point is, I can't get my true value, you know, from most of the time. But yet everything at the mall is priced dollar value. So it's like someone will pay 20,000 Ghana CDs for a TV, but it's hard for them to put that onto their health, or for them to buy food that would be organic. I go to an organic market in Cape Coast, and we can, you know. I encourage people to start their own gardens. I mean, and you know, I also encourage people to get the hell out the cities. You know, we need to be country folk again. You know, we were real men and women when we toiled in the dirt. You know, when we had pickup trucks and stuff. To be honest, man, we don't have to get all dirty like that. You can sharecrop. You understand me? Like, I want to build my farm like Pharaoh built the pyramids. You understand me? I don't want to lift the block myself. You understand me? Unless I want to get dirty. You understand? So, you know, that's basically that's.
Yeah. Well, you know what you're saying, Dr. Dean, is that while it might be good for us to get the benefit of that 16-to-1 ratio, it's not good for the Ghanaians because their currency is being debased, much like it's being debased here in America. You know, our issue is that they're creating too much money. And the thing about that currency is that the more that you have in circulation, the less it's worth. So yeah, it's good for us to come over there and to have that spending power. But the other thing is, as you mentioned, some things are priced in US dollars. So if you buy that house and it's a $300,000 house. And on top of that, you got to come up with that 300,000 up front. You can't just, you can't just come in there and say,
Right.
okay, I'm gonna take out a 30-year mortgage. They don't play that in Ghana.
No.
That's why
No.
some of the homes over there, they're in a state of construction for 3, 4, 5 years because it takes them that much time to
More.
get the money that's necessary to do that building. And you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a bank saying, okay, well, we'll make this transaction for you so that the capital is there so that you can facilitate the transaction. So it's a blessing and a curse. But the other thing that it shows me, Dr. Dean, is that you could come from America and provide value to the people in that country. And it shows the symbiotic relationship that we could have if we decided to make that choice. You left America, you went to Africa, you found a better life, you created a better life for yourself just based on the resources that you had available to you and the knowledge and expertise that you had. I'm just curious, you said you were thinking about leaving Ghana. Where would you have gone? It's like he froze up. Yeah. And these are things that we have no control over. I mean, it's not like we sitting at controls and we can turn the dial up and bring ourselves back up.
Yeah.
But
like, that's something like my brother said too. You still got 54 countries in Africa. You back with us, Dean, Dr. Dean?
Yeah, I think I'm back with you now. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and ask what you say, Ruben.
I was just asking if you were entertaining thoughts of going somewhere else besides Ghana, where would you have gone?
Within Africa, I was looking at Rwanda for a while. A lot of people transitioned from Ghana to Rwanda. But another place people transition from Ghana to, brother.
What?
Belize and Costa Rica. Hey, listen. There's a component of us that has to come to the realization is we are American as much as we are African, my brother. And some of these folks are definitely not. We're not from their village. You understand me? And you don't want to be. You understand? And I'm being real with you. It's like fitting in here. It's not you. You're not going to do it. Even if you get installed, you're not fitting in. They installed you for a reason. Your children may fit in. And that happens. We pray for that, but oftentimes, we marry people and they're Eurocentric. They tell us they're Afrocentric, but you really find out that they're Eurocentric, and they want their kids to speak English and all of those things. So that's some of the complexities. Some of the complexities here. You have to forgive me. I got a lot going on in my mind right now, brother. So it's hard for me to stay on subject. So if you could prompt me from time to time, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, you bring up a really good point about Africans being Eurocentric because African Americans are Eurocentric too. We practice a Eurocentric version of Christianity.
Yeah.
I
think we suffer from. We're going through a lot right now, man. And I think that we as a people, and I'm classifying myself, whom is classified as an Aboriginal American. I'm an Aboriginal American. I'm a Ghanaian citizen. And I'm a Moorish American. I don't classify myself as an African American, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm not non-African either. You understand? It's about political status. And so I don't get into that debate of what came first, the chicken or the egg. I'll say that in Ghana and in Africa, I've really realized that we are so uniquely American. We have a walk, a talk. Brother, I can see Americans from down the road, brother. I can see how they move. I can see, you understand? It's in the air. It's a vibe. As Bob would say, a natural mystic. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Like I used to tell people, don't, like men, when I first got it, I'd say, don't bring sand to the beach, man. All these beautiful ladies, little waist, big booty, all that good stuff. Nah, it's beautiful over here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I say, nah, if you have a good rider from over there that understands you, by all means, bring her. Because understanding is the hardest thing to find here. Understanding is the hardest thing to find. You realize that we do have a culture. You know, when someone said to me before, one of my colleagues, he said he's a Black American. And I was like, wow, I've never called myself a Black American. It's like, I've never really, at that time, I really didn't call myself American at all, other than a Moorish American. But, you know, I understand that's how we are identified. You know, I myself, as an L, as a Moorish American, so to speak, they call me American Muslim. You understand? I can't fight it. You know what I'm saying? American Muslim. I don't pray as much as they do. You know, I don't have a mark on my forehead from bowing down in prayer like that. Yeah, and I'm not Arabicized, so I'm American Muslim, amongst other reasons. You know?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. You know, when you look at the etymology of your name,
you come here, you'll be called a Bruni.
I think I heard him say a Bruni, and I know what that means, and I'm sure you know what a Bruni means too. I'm just thinking and digesting the fact that the brother's name is Nefer Seneb El, and that's very African if you look at the Kemet roots of that. You know,
completely.
And, you know, so what is the relevance of that to you as someone who describes yourself as at one time as Moorish American?
I mean, I'm always a Moorish American. I'm an Aboriginal American. I mean, to some people, I'm a nigga. It's all good. I don't care what you call me, as long as you call me with love. You know, I am Dr. Dean, and the Nefer Seneb is the good or the beautiful component of health. L gives relationship to my Moorish American nationality and my affiliations with the Moorish Science Temple, as well as United Nawapian Nation of Moors. My family is Gullah, Yamasi. I grew up in D.C., you know, Washington Redskins. I always considered myself a Washington Redskin on the side of the helmet, and I knew it was a black person, a so-called black person, a copper-colored Guinea Negro. You know, my father taught me as a child that we're Ethiopian Native Americans. You know, he also said when I told him I'm moving to Ghana, he said he ain't gonna come visit. You know, he was firm in the fact that he's from America. You know, and there's no problem with any of those perspectives. The reality is, no matter where we are, when we walk down the street, we have a similar movement, and they consider us one people. You understand me? And in essence, we are. We're just fingers making a fist. You know.
Hey, Dr. Question about you being over there. I've been, you know, found out the last few times that I visited, and of course I've visited, and so you're living there to deny or confirm or validate the statement about, and I think that would be one of my roles if I was to move to Ghana and trying to get that messaging out. But confirm or deny or validate the lack of understanding that most of the Africans have about who they are and their history. Because I was told at one point in time they didn't even know why we was coming to visit some of the slave castles over there.
Man, listen, brother. I said this before, and it's funny because the paramount chief or the king in this one region, which will name nameless, like he will be named nameless because he should be nameless. I made a statement to a colleague of mine that colonization is worse than slavery because I can curse, right?
Yeah,
because they mind fucked you right. They mind fucked you right where you stood. You know what I'm saying? And literally, that's what I said. I said they mind fucked you right where you stood. And think about it. Colonization is worse than slavery because you don't even go to your shrine no more. You're running around Ghana calling yourself an Anglican or Roman and a freaking Jehovah's Witness.
I think they got mad because we were telling the truth, Lynn. They just can't let this out, so they got to scramble the signal so folks can't
That's
hear
on
the
that
truth.
when I said.
Yeah. We We start getting down home now for real.
Tonga.
Yes.
In the north.
Yeah, see, that's something we needed to hear too.
It was very indigenous, and it wasn't as yeah. So in the north, it's like it's much better, brother. Like this is the South is the bottom of the barrel. Accra, everything from Kumasi down, they are so used to interacting with foreigners, man, and they are so unauthentic and full of shit. To be quite honest, you know, they're going to tell you what they want to tell you in order to get into your pocket, to get all your resources. It's unfortunate, but you know, people in a desperate survivalist situation, they do stuff like that, you know. And just think about you're in a big ass hood, man, and the people are feeling like they're in a desperate situation, and you are a come up. You're a come up for a whole family. Now in the north, you don't have as much of that. When I was there, I hear it's getting polluted as well. And coincidentally, a lot of Euros are there doing missionary work now. And this is a place that's majority Muslim and traditional. When I lived up there, I saw them, you know, some of their perverted looking priests and stuff would come to my clinic for help. I would help them because I help anyone, and I don't know that they're guilty of anything other than looking and feeling like child traffickers. I won't lie to you. You know, this is just a feel, and that was when I was there before. But the North is much better. My experiences up there, it's much more authentic Ghana. There's safari up there. There's a few animals still up there. Down here, they kill everything, my friend. You understand me? Cats and dogs included. Rottweiler, Fluffy, they'll kill it and eat it. You, I promise you. You know, that's real. That is Ghana. If you have a pet in America and you love it, do not bring it to Ghana and let it run around. No, lie. I'm just laughing, man, but it's real. It's real because they, you know, we talk about other people, but Africans, continental Africans eat some stuff, my brother. Like the other day, I was with my cousin. Dude next to me was eating a rat. I mean, they eat it. Rat, bat, cat, dog, everything. You understand me? It's all bushmeat. You know, some people for spiritual reasons, they'll eat an albino. I'm glad I'm not that light-skinned, boy. I tell you, that's a tough life. Anyway, yeah. So Ghana's good though, you know, but south of Kumasi has interacted with foreigners for so long that there's a lot of, you know, you're gonna get dollar prices on everything. You go to Accra, $2,000 of rent or $1,000 rent. Come on, man, it's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. And you're not going to get the Ghana experience. I will say this: if you're thinking about moving to Ghana and you want to make a good investment, I really do believe, and I have no interest in this, buying one of those luxury condos downtown is a smart move. You can get them for $80,000 to $120,000, $150,000. You can Airbnb that. It's safe and secure if you're a single woman. It's a safe and secure investment, to be honest. You know, look into the luxury high rises that are going up into Accra, because people are coming over here. You're buying land. You don't know who owns the land. You know, you met with the chief. You thought he was the chief. He's really not the chief, or he is the chief and he's corrupt. All of these things happen. I promise people the best thing to do is at first pay rent. Pay rent for a few years. You don't even know where you want to be yet. You don't know who these people are around you yet. You understand? You might decide you bought land in the wrong place. These people crazy as hell around you, and it's going to be there. That happens. That happens. You know, I live in Takoradi. I love Takoradi. I do recommend Takoradi for people. Takoradi from Accra at flight. We have golf courses on the beach. Black folks are there with old money, which is nice because they know they're you know, they have old money. They know how to treat their money and treat each other. You know, I'll be honest with you on that. Like, it's very easy and accessible to go golfing. Like, I could go join the golf club this weekend and I'll be playing golf with Supreme Court judges. Honestly,
you're talking
like
our language. You talking our language, Dr.
That's
Dean, because we both
oh, bro,
golfers.
that's
So,
real.
yeah.
Oh, that's real, man. Listen, I'm not a golfer. I'm a putt man. I won't lie to you. But I've golfed with some big players in Ghana, man. Like people that own banks and stuff. It's like they're accessible. People are accessible, man. You understand me? Like I was at the polo club, and I'm sitting there. And I'm next to who's the president now, John Dramani Mahama. But before he was the vice president, he's like two seats next to me. You understand? In the polo club, and I'm like, he's vice president of the country at that time. Like people and things are accessible. You know, I have friends that are famous over here, and they walk the street very safe. I've got a 22-year-old boy, young man, 6'3". He's walking around, got dreadlocks. He's walking around 2, 3 in the morning. I don't fear for that at all. He's good to go. Nobody's messing with him in Ghana like that, man. Like it's not like that. You know, people do get robbed and all that stuff does happen. You know, but like I'm not worried about the police attacking him or anything like that. And he's 6'3", 6'4". Like you understand me? You know, if the police aren't gonna jump on him, you know, he's walking with confidence. Most of the little bad boys ain't gonna mess with him either. You know, Ghana's relatively safe. You know, it is a place though that I encourage people that if you're coming here, learn the laws, especially if you're gonna have a house, you're gonna stay here, and you have a residence permit. And I don't say this to scare people. I say this to prepare people. The police are not coming anytime soon. No matter what happens, they're not coming anytime soon. They can't get there fast enough. You need to be able to protect your house. You need mace. You need tasers. You need to go to the police station and buy a 12-gauge shotgun. I'm just being real with you. I'm a father of 7 in my house. I have Rottweilers and shotguns. I don't hopefully have to use any of them. The dogs bark, so you know everything is cool. You know, but people should be prepared. You understand me? Like the laws are there on the books. There was a time when people were telling me, "Don't bring that gun mentality to Ghana." Silly rabbit. The laws are on the books. The laws are on the books in Ghana. And all you need is a resident permit. You don't have to be a citizen. You have to have a residence permit, and then you can go and get a firearms license and protect yourself and your family. Police response time is no time soon, my friend. Maybe 2-3 hours. They'll get there after they take a taxi. You understand me? It's not. You understand me? And you know, and people to come here and they move far out. And you move. I know people that are single women, black women that have moved far out. You don't do that. You don't speak the language. You are. That's not intelligent, man. But see, you know, a lot of times people come here too with a Holy Ghost thing. You know, the Spirit brought them here, and I love that. That's great. The Spirit needs to tell you to think sensible. You don't know these people. You need to be around people. Like I say, rent. Find out the areas you want to be in. You understand me? If you have a certain standard in America, everything is available in Ghana. You know, air conditions in every room. You know, everything is available. Everything, it's all here. It depends on how much you want to spend. You know, how you want to live your life. But I do think it's kind of funny to come to Africa and be addicted to air conditioning. You know, like that's not intelligent. You can't do that forever. You know, we have something over here called doomso, where the power go especially if they don't have, you know, power. Some a week or two with no lights. Sometimes no lights, no water.
It's a universal thing, man. Internet service, man.
I mean, all of us.
You're back with us, Dean? Yeah, yeah, and that's we hoping a lot of that stuff in the near future starts to get better. And you say maybe with the new president too, some of those things. And I think Africa really as a whole is really starting to try to look at that, the solar piece and things like that, as far as electricity is concerned. So hopefully some more
Oh, yeah.
development of that. And because one of the ladies that I met over there talked about, she got about 4 or 5 panels on her house, and she don't pay for electricity and stuff at all. So you can bore your own hole for your well and your water, and you can get your solar stuff together to deal with the electricity issues of as well. You back with us, Dr. Dean? It looked like you may be still frozen. You back with
Yeah.
us? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm,
I'm here. I'm
Just,
here.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
one
I'm
thing.
with you. The solar, the
Yeah,
borehole,
yeah,
the biodigester, all of that. A lot of people use those. Yeah.
yeah. I just you had went out earlier when you was answering the one question. I just want our listeners to hear about how well entrenched African history is the average person over there. Whatever your response was, we weren't able to pick it up. And I just want them to know that.
It's not
So
there, brother. It's not
yeah,
there. It's not there. That's what I'm saying. It's not there. I mean, like, it's not there. I mean, that's why I said colonization is worse than slavery, bro. Like
yeah,
it like
yeah,
it's all what they have is what they have. Most of them is costume. A lot of the chiefs and stuff and the traditional the people that are supposed to be traditionalists, they're Catholic and Roman and Anglican and everything now, man. You know, I see a shift in the younger generation, though. You see more natural hairstyles, um, more appreciation for nature and even Ghana. So like there's generational too, and some of the older people are just kind of they're falling off, thankfully. And hopefully with the younger people, like I said, the new president, the new administration we have here, and our new government is also embracing some of the younger people that were running for president. Nana Bediaku, this guy, he's a young guy who's quite successful businessman. A lot of the young people were feeling him, but from what I've heard, he's working with the president now and kind of getting some mentorship, I think, which is helping bridge the gap because Africa in itself, the youth are going to take over soon.
yeah,
That's definitely coming. We can see that with when our president Muhammad, when his inauguration happened and Ibrahim Traore came, the reception that the Ghanaian people and the youth had, and the direction that we feel Muhammad going in now, I'm thankful. Like I said, I was thinking about leaving here, and yeah, they like blind, deaf, and dumb, brother. Like honestly, it's unfortunate. That's really just my assessment. They gave up a lot for white Jesus and Muhammad. They gave up a lot for white Jesus and pale Muhammad. They did.
mhm,
Now you find pockets of sensibility. I really enjoy the community, the Tijaniya Muslim community in Ghana, because they're very African Muslims. I mean, the women dance and beat drums in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're very like, the women take like lipstick and they put it as like marks on their head. The Fulani women and all of that. That's different. It's Islam in a African Islam. How it should be, I think. Um,
mhm.
uh, but generally speaking, the people are culturally not aware, really not aware. They don't really know who we are. Nothing was really done to prepare them for us. Definitely not. And we've tried for many years, but the fascination with the idea of leaving Ghana is so deep in the minds of people um, that is. I mean, Hollywood is deep, bro. Hollywood is
Yeah,
deep, man.
yeah,
I've got to
yeah,
tell you, Hollywood.
yeah,
The spell is deep. Malachi York always called it the spell of sleep. And the spell of sleep is so deep, brother. You understand? Like, and it's on so many different levels.
hmm.
So,
See,
I see. Go ahead.
I was saying that, and I'm glad you kind of expounded on that a little bit, understanding, because I'll be trying to tell some of our African Americans over here that when they run into a situation that may be a bad experience with them and something like that, they need to understand where that's coming from. just like we've been fighting over here in America for to tell our story, the Carter G. Woodsons and all that, trying to tell our story, our place in society and things of that nature, because they ran all the learning institutions. The same thing, like you just said, with colonization. Why would they teach their history to them? I mean, it's not to their advantage to let them know how great Egypt and Sudan, Ethiopia, the Malians, the Songhai Empire. It's not to their advantage to know that. A conqueror wants to turn you mentally into one of them. So when you run into those experiences, so where we're at right now, it's a learning process on both of us, because they shoot us with all this negative information about Africa and the same thing. So I'm just saying that we have to understand what we're working with, when we come together,
There's a class that I saw in my niece's book at my house, and in the class, it's called The Benefits of Colonialism. This is being taught today. The benefits of colonialism. Do you hear me? I mean, this is shameful. And speak English only. I ride by schools and I hear speak English only, as that education is in English. Come now. This kind of mental psychosis will not bring about liberation. China and India shook off the colonialist ideology and embraced their language and their religion. I don't care what you serve. If you're a Muslim, by all means,
Like we got it.
Have you understand? Not just the.
So when we they don't want to hear some of this stuff, Vince.
Yeah, when it gets good, that's when they say, "Oh, we got to pull the plug on that."
Absolutely, man. I don't know.
When we get him back, I gotta ask him, because he mentioned going by. I think he said going by plane from Accra to Takoradi.
Yeah, I think he told me that before. I think he said from like $50 to $70 or something like that.
Okay, that's all I want to know, because if I can get from Accra to Takoradi for $50 to $70, I'm on that plane. Because otherwise, it's probably about 6 or 7 hours by car. Dr. Dean, it looks like you're back with us, and I had a burning question to ask you because you brought it up.
Talk to me, Ken. Talk to me.
You just mentioned that you could fly from Accra to Takoradi.
Oh yeah, easy. And yeah, bro. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like $70 to $100. I think that's each way. But like you do round trip, it's a little less. So you may spend $200 round trip. It's so worth it, bro. I mean, because you're there in 20 minutes. You could be on the beach in Bourgeois in another 30 minutes, or Takoradi Beach in 5. I live next to the airport. You come to town, let me know. We're Sankofa Chiropractic. I'm right there. I'm next to the airport and the beach. You understand me? And I'm probably on the beach, but I can meet you at the airport in 5 to 10 minutes, brother. You understand me?
They last.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I get excited about it, brother. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like my college homeboy is coming in on the 3rd, and I'm so excited. He's coming in from the Bahamas. He's like, I'm 50, brother. I'm coming to see you, man. And it's like, I'm so excited. I think about just all the different things I get to show him. Man, we're gonna go surfing. I'm taking him to the village, bro, and he's gonna learn surfing from brothers. Brothers are killing the waves, man. Outside the slave dungeons too. Yeah, man. Oh, come on, man. Ghana surfing.
All right.
I got a cousin named JJ Harris, and he's a photographer, but he took up surfing like 2 years ago.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a place to go. Look. The southernmost tip of Ghana. There's a place called Cape 3 Points. It's the southernmost tip of Ghana. One of my brothers from Canada, he's Ghanaian Canadian. He's got a place, Cape 3 Points. It's an eco resort on the beach, bro. Great surfing, whale watching, sea turtles. You can be in an eco tree house, or like a clay, nice stuff though. You know what I'm saying? It's clay and all. It's beautiful, brother. Like Google that stuff. Check it out, man. There's so many places in Ghana. It's beautiful. There's rope bridges through the tops of trees and things. Waterfall hikes and things. There's Mole Park in the north. There's a lot to do here, man. You know, and it doesn't cost a whole lot. To be real, like $1,000 is 16,000 Ghana cedis, bro. Like that should last you partying, having a good time a couple of weeks easy. And then you did everything. You tore shit up. 16,000. I'm sorry. Yeah. You tore shit up though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like on the strength. You know what I'm saying? But see, like Accra is like Atlanta. But then when that Ghana CD translates in the when that dollar translates into Ghana CDs, and you feel the big bulges in your pocket, and you see, look, the average salary is like 1,000 CDs, bro. That's like $70, man. That's power, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Like that gets a lot done, man. Like honestly, it really does. Like you could. I remember when I first got here. I'm riding with the CEO of the company, and he's doing donuts in a Range Rover in Takoradi in front of this casino around this roundabout, right? Doing donuts, bro. 5 CDs, bro. 5 CDs. The time that was $5. That was what he gave the police. We kept moving. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Look. And like, you know, a lot of them, I'll be honest, a lot of Americans come to Ghana. And, you know, cannabis is legal in America in a lot of places, and they come to Ghana and it's not legal here. I don't care what they tell you. It's not legal here.
Right.
But you could pay your way free, bro. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just saying, just don't go to the station, man. Take care of that greedy dude right there. You know what I'm saying? Like on the strength. It might be 100, 200 CDs, bro. Might be 1,000 CDs. Translated into dollars and laugh and keep moving. Honestly, I'm just saying. Like Ghana is the Wild West Africa, man. That's true. It's the Wild West Africa, man. And I do love it. I won't lie to you. I do love it. I haven't left Ghana. I haven't left in 10 years, bro. No. I haven't left in 10 years, and I can leave. I haven't been outside the border in 10 years. You understand me? You know, and man. Bro, listen, I'm riding motorcycles up and down the coastline, bro. Like I said, this wife, you know what I'm saying? I finally, like, I slowed down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I was going, I had it at every, like 3 different cities. I had a house and a lady. And I'm just riding up and down the coastline, bro, doing my work, eating fresh fruit, drinking coconut water, eating tiger nuts, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's a beautiful life over here, man. And listen, if you come to Ghana, to be real with you, if you have $2,000 coming in residual a month, bro, and you're in Ghana, that's a lot of resources, bro. That's a lot of resources, man. My beach house, I pay 850 Ghana CDs a month for. That's like $50, $55.
Your beach house, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I do. That's why I got all these babies, man, to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? I play for keeps though, brother. I play for keeps, man. And this is the place to do it, bro. This where it be like, oops, we'll be all right. You understand?
Yeah. Hey, you can afford to feed them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, listen to me, man. Listen, on a bad day, I'm still good, man. No, for real. You know, and it's like, that's not like I'm not rich, bro. It's like, you know, it's like monopoly money. Like if I think about flying to America, I translate that into Ghana CDs, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going anywhere, bro. I could buy land. I could buy an acre of land with that, man. Why I'm gonna go fly? They come here, come visit me, and bring me some stuff from Walmart. You understand me? You know, when you come, you understand? Go shop, pick up this and that for me, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, I don't even want to deal with that wahala, the craziness going on over there, man. Like, you know,
I got you, brother. I got
Yeah,
you.
man. Like I don't have that. Like. Hold on. I'll be real with you, brother. I left in 2010. Like I missed so much in America. Man, I saw the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Oh, bro, I'd have been in that 100%, man. I'm sorry they end up in jail, but I do understand. I might have been in jail with them. You understand? I feel all of that. But I was here, so it's like part of it is like, damn, I missed the 60s and I missed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand me? Like, you understand? Like, but I was drinking coconut water, man, and you know, making babies on the beach. Like, I had to decide. You understand?
Man. Yeah,
War or peace. You know. So listen, I'm gonna tell you this too, man. Like there's a lot of guys that come over here in 60, 70, 80. They come over here. Had that pension baby, bro. That pension baby, bro. I'm gonna tell you. Nah, I know dudes come over here, they'll get in stool, they'll be a chief, they get a pretty wife. You know, dude got that pension money coming in and
Gerard,
that swell up, and then you know, you drinking coconut water, eating tiger nuts. Next thing you know, it's gone, man. I'm just saying, you have to love it or leave it alone, man. And all of that's good for your health. All of that is great for your health, man. You can go to the north and you see guys, old dudes riding a bicycle. They call it a Bazonga Vobo. It's an upright bicycle, you know, and they just pedaling. That's a generator, brother. In the north, you see Ghana living. When I moved from Accra and moved to Tamale and Bogatanga, I was the madman honking my horn, telling people to get out the way. They riding bicycles down the highway, brother. You understand me? Your grandmother's riding a motorcycle. So you respect people on motorcycles. Hit somebody on a motorcycle and watch how the village attacks you, man. You were driving careless. You understand me, with your big car. They riding bicycles on the motorway. You understand me? That life is more laid back. You know, Accra's big city. Takoradi is seaside beach town, exporting port. You know, Takoradi is one of the bigger cities in Ghana. You know, definitely. And like I said, you know, the golf club, the golf courses, there are golf courses all over Ghana. You understand? That if you're black and you like the golf course, my friend, come to Ghana and play golf with some kings and some millionaires and shit, man. Cause they doing it over here, brother. If y'all got excited about that golf, come to Ghana and play golf, man. You know, for real. It's out there. You will be hobnobbing with some real players, man. I was doing it and I didn't even know. I was with the CEO of the company I was working for when I first came here. I did not know who these people were. I later figured out who they were, and I was laughing because I was like, wow. Well, it was interesting.
So I guess one of the things, because you see, we talked about a lot today, and some people might have a different one about this and one about that. And I think basically you was trying to express is that it's a different way of life. It's a different culture. You know, when you talk about how people may eat certain things that you might not find it's acceptable to eat and things like, but it seems like all in all, what you're saying is don't let that deter you. Expect those things. It's a different way of life. And all in all, though, it's still a plus by being there. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me.
Brother, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that summary because that is right and exact. And you do have to understand it is a different society and culture, and there are different norms. People even, you know, sometimes we come and complain about how somebody may smell. That's very offensive to people to say, oh, you stink. But sometimes they do, bro. I mean, especially if you ride public transportation, it can get real out there, you know, but you have to suck it up. You know, that's a thing, you know. And it depends on where you are and the societies you're in. I really urge people to go to the north also because you will see so much more indigenous Ghanaian culture. You know, everything is not kente fabric. You know, there's smocks and there's henna and there's their construction. They build in a natural way in the north using the clay. Then these houses feel like air conditioned, man, and they're made out of clay, bro. You know, there's a lot of of Ghana that needs to be seen north of Kumasi. People come in, they see Cape Coast, Kumasi, maybe the Volta region. Most people don't come as far as Takoradi, where when I have my friends come in, that's where we start. I said, man, you just jump on a plane, come to Takoradi, because we're going to the beach, we're gonna go surfing, I'm gonna take you to the jungle, you're gonna see monkeys and trees, and we're gonna do all that today. You know, where in Accra, you come in, you stay in Accra, you're in a city like Atlanta, and it may take 3-4 hours to get out of the city just because of traffic. Like, you can't move around in Accra. It's gridlock, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can't take gridlock, bring a gummy.
Yeah. I just want to throw this in there real quick because I'm sitting on the sidelines, but you mentioned golf courses, and I was just curious if you've ever seen the golf course at the Coconut Grove Resort in Elmina. That was my introduction to golf. And Glenn, have you ever see that?
No.
There's a crocodile pit on the first hole, and the greens are like the rough, so you can't really putt on the green. So I'm really anxious to see those top level golf courses in Takoradi. So Dr. Dean, you gonna turn around one day and Vince gonna be knocking on your door, bruh. Show me to the golf course after that $70 round or one-way fare from Accra. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look like Doc may be froze again.
Froze up again.
Yeah, we'll just let him finish up by your contacts, brother Doc, and if we got some people who might be headed out that way or coming to see the slave castles, and maybe want to visit one of your offices in Cape Coast before they come back or something, how can they get in touch with you, Doc? And and is there a website or a number or whatever you want to give up?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. So, Sankofa Chiropractic is on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that, TikTok, whatever, all that stuff is. But the contact information is there. We're on Google Maps. I don't have a website. I'll grow up one day and do all of those things. Yeah, I'm not a techno rasta. But the contact information is online. I can actually give a number, but it's sad. It's sad. I laugh. Hey, listen, if you can't laugh at yourself, you'll die with an angry face. Yeah, Sankofa Chiropractic Wellness Centers, plus 233-55-250-8872. But we're there. Sankofa Chiropractic. Look us up. Well, we're around. Oh, you pulled up something. There you go. Well, that looks like that might be me. Yep, Sankofa Chiropractic. That's me. Yep. I gotta grow up, brother. I need the techno team. Anyway, that's us.
How I found you, Dr. Dean. This
wow.
is how I found you.
Oh, yeah, man. I know. Look, honestly, man, like I'm an artist, brother. Like, to be honest with you, I'm an artist with the human body, with life. Like I said, but operating Grove Golf Course. Did ask about Coconut Grove?
Say what now?
My brother, did you ask me about Coconut Grove?
Yeah, I asked you if you had been there and seen the golf course.
No, earlier I thought No, but I mean, I enjoy Coconut Grove a lot. That's why I figured I'd take time to mention that. And I really respect Ndom, Pakwesi Ndom, who is the owner of Coconut Grove. He's done a lot for Ghanaians in Ghana, and he's been targeted, and his businesses have been targeted by the past government because he's such a threat politically. He's teaching young people how to make money. He had over 300 banks in Ghana. And Coconut Grove is a great establishment. It's beautiful. The food is good. The pool is cool. They've got horses and a petting zoo and golf. and it's awesome place to stay. I mean, even the bricks that are there. I mean, he makes those. You know, really teaching Ghanaians, reminding Ghanaians that we can do for ourselves. I believe he owns a bank in the United States as well. But yeah, that's a good place. You know,
And
I'm not. You're right. I'm not a golfer.
Right?
You say
it's a brother, huh? A brother, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a brother, man. Yeah, it's a brother. Now go there. Don't go to the place next to it called Lemon. Lemon is the one that have the nightclub in the Elmina dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that did that. I did a protest against that.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah. It's still there, unfortunately. You know, every brother ain't a brother, and sometimes our own leadership has vested interests in tourism and things, and it delays our progress. When we as a people, when we as a people are trying to help remind them, like we're literally fighting with them why they shouldn't be having a fufu eating contest on top of the historic landmark and shrine of our African Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're having nightclub sessions and doing freaky dances on top of that. Come on, man. Like that's how disconnected. You asked me earlier. That's how disconnected things are. You understand me? And in that same region, the king in that region installed the white dude, and he owns Lemon. So they made him a chief, a pink toe, a Neanderthal. Come on, man. Come on. We doing that in 2025, man. We're hustling backwards, brother. You know, and we are the enemy. Like and unfortunately, a lot of people in Ghana look at we as diasporans, especially African Americans, as the enemy. Like it's our fault that their countrymen are charging us $2,000 a month rent, and now the local Ghanaians can't rent. That's not our fault. It's the greedy indigenous people that are the landlords that still don't take care of the properties adequately.
Right.
You understand me? They're overcharging us, and we're faulted for it. So to be honest, brother, like, you know, it's great. Ghana is, if I didn't have a Ghanaian wife, I don't believe I would stay in Ghana. If I didn't have all these children in Ghana, I wouldn't stay in Ghana. I would have traveled on. I think Ghana is a great place to have an introduction to Africa. But coincidentally, the only other place I've been to is Burkina Faso. You understand? And there are a lot of us in Ghana that are like, man, we need French so we could go to Burkina. You know what I'm saying? Because the idea, but that's how we were feeling yesterday. Today we're like, oh, okay, hold on. We love Ghana too now. Just Ghana, come on, do right. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying, brother. Like, you know, just do right, man. Like, and it looks good though, King. It looks good, man. Like literally, my backyard, I look at the Air Force base, the airport. And, you know, there was a time when Ghana was threatening through ECOWAS, Burkina Faso, and I'm seeing planes moving around in the back over here, brother. And I don't know what they were moving for, but they weren't commercial planes. You understand me? And that's disturbing to me because I'm sitting here looking at that and I'm going, you going to fight against our own people for, you understand me? That's the kind of shit we were facing with our last administration. I don't feel that from this administration. The core of NDC is more Pan-Africanist. It is, their colors are red, black, green with a little white in there. You understand me? And they've all historically been a more Pan-African. This is the party of the Honorable Jerry John Rawlings.
Right,
you know,
right.
And Atta Mills, Honorable Atta Mills. You know, I'm always skeptical of flags that are red, white, and blue. I know they took those colors from us in ancient Egypt. I know they took those colors from us, but I know that most of our enemies and colonizers, you know, are parading and waving that flag that's red, white, and blue, and that hasn't had our interest at heart. You know, big lips, you know, athletic, smart geniuses, you know, in black skin, you know, and the culture here does not teach that, promote that, or anything. I just got a flyer from one of my clients, and this is the madness. It's madness. Look at this. Look at this. This what they brought to me, bro. Come.
Stop, man. Oh my goodness. And see, and Vince, this is what I'm saying about
Oh man.
understanding, huh? Yeah, and that's basically what I'm saying about us understanding that, some people think, may think while we was going through slavery over here that Ghana was at the beach. I'm not Ghana, but Africans was at the beach having a good time. They was dealing with the colonizations and slavery and killing their leaders and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff was going on over in Africa at the same time we was dealing with our issues over there. Certain things. So that in order to bridge that gap, we got to understand that we both have been duped. On each side of the water, and we got to understand what the common denominator is that has caused that division. It's caused us to be mentally ill, because that's what I look at it, mentally ill. What you just showed me on that picture, that's mental illness. That's because for anybody who don't recognize themselves as being the creator and rather to go and look at somebody outside of themselves as some other culture as the divine God consciousness, there's something wrong with that.
That image that Dr. Dean just showed us, that was the Middle Eastern person that the Fox News anchor was referring to when an African brother was talking about what Jesus was or who he was, and the fact
that was their Middle Eastern version.
Yeah, but the point that I was making,
I figured that was.
Yeah, the point I was making and the question that I wanted to raise about that was, how could you characterize somebody as Middle Eastern when the words Middle East did not even exist? There was no such place as the Middle East at the time of the person who was described as Jesus. So why would you call him anything other than an African? Because he was in Africa. Or you could go back to the name that was Africa before Africa, and that was Al-Kebulon. They don't want to acknowledge that either. But there's no way on earth that a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person walked the earth in a place that is Africa. It couldn't have been a white person. It couldn't have been that European person that they're.
Well, in 20.
Go ahead.
In 2025. That was actually a good Jesus in Ghana. Old blue eyes from the old Bibles. That's the one you see. The on the back of the buses is the blue-eyed Jesus with the arms stretched out with the dirty blonde hair. That's what you're seeing. That's in the minds of the people. We need to, when you're coming this way, go north. Go to the north. See that. That's beautiful as well. Then make your way down and see other things. But the mind state of the vast majority of the people is they're culturally unaware. I want to say this. Please let me say this too. We too. This is where it's like the culture is different. We are at the very least a few hundred years removed from Africa. In America, we're at least a few hundred years removed from Africa. The evidence of our existence in the Americas as the primary civilization and peoples of that land is that evidence is astronomical. I say this, and this is the L, and this is the Shiamaru in me. This is the Olmeca tequila in me saying, we must embrace our American component as well, my brothers, because I've been here 15 years, and yeah, I'm yellow. Yeah, you may be brown or black, or when your mouth opens or you move a certain way, you're as white as a British man with dirty teeth. You understand me? That's that. You're Obruni. Now, the saving thing with this Obruni thing that I want to tell you about is that there's also called Bibini Bruni. Now, that's the part, Brother Hampton, you know this one? Bibini Bruni.
No, I'm writing it down. No, I don't.
Oh man, this is a way to diffuse it. They'll be like, oh Bruni, and you'll be like Bibini Bruni. It means I'm an African from outside. Because see, they're saying everybody that's not Ghanaian is Obruni.
Okay.
No matter what your skin color looks like, everybody's Obruni. You understand me? Obruni Fita is the Obruni proper, the white one. You understand me? You know who they are. Yeah.
Okay.
So me and Vince, we Bibini Bruni off jump. You understand? You cocoa colored. Brother Vince, I think you about as yellow as me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? When they say Bruni, you just say Dabi Bibini Bruni. That means I'm an African. Bibini means African.
Okay.
Bibini Bruni. Okay. You're not gonna get away from the Bruni thing. You're not. You know, when you go Bibini Bruni, they'll laugh, they'll like it. You have a good interaction. Please tell everybody Bibini Bruni. If they say Bruni, say Bibini Bruni. No, Dabi means no African foreigner. Because you walk different, you talk different. You understand me? And when you embrace that, you are different. You understand me? Then it makes life easier in Ghana, definitely. It makes like we are people, man. We have a very thick culture, you know, and it's funny because everybody's imitating it. They're imitating it over here, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Unfortunately, a lot of the negative component, but they're imitating it. So when they tell me I'm white, I'm like, your last name is Hammond and York and Thompson, and you're telling me I'm O'Bruni. You know, you worship a white god, and you got a white man's last name and first and last name.
That's the point there, right? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Right there.
So if I'm half cat, your spirit is a white man. If your soul is a white man. You've converted your soul to a moon. You understand me? It's not shining anymore. You dimmed your light. And it happens, man. I remember when I was a kid growing up, man, I went to white schools, the Lutheran school, and I had like one black person in the school, and it was my sister. And I'm dancing around white kids and shit. My whole biorhythm was off, man. I had to go to junior high school and public school, go to a few, real talk, brother. I had to go to a few high school dances and realize that shit I was doing was that was okay for the white people, but I needed to get this black rhythm back. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, real talk, man.
You're doing the Carlton dance.
Bro, that's real, man. That is real. It's guilt by association. Listen, I've got a family member, brother, that is a white Christian nationalist. Hold on, she's a white Christian nationalist. But she's black. She's my sister, biological sister. She's a white Christian nationalist. Yes. Yeah, all the way through with the pink lipstick and everything. You know what I'm saying? You know. But it's a biorhythm. You can throw yourself off or you can be thrown off, man. You understand me? And it's like if you're dancing to their music, how are you doing that? The way they're doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. It's going.
You lay down.
It's going to pollute you.
Like it.
You understand me? You understand me?
Absolutely. You know what? I go back, and that's why I encourage so many of our people to at least take a look, because our ancient ancestors say, you know, when you gonna try me? You tried everything else, and when you gonna try me? You know, that's the question. You know, we need to be asking ourselves and understand, you know, that it's there. Our ancestors been here and been here for a long time, and a lot of the issues that directly affect you as black folks, social issues, they have solved those issues, you know. But we won't look at that, you know, because all the negative propaganda, we won't take a look at it. And all I'm saying is to people, just take a look at it. And also, like you said, we got to educate the ones who sitting there on the continent. Got to be educated as well, because we got to understand the brainwashing that they have been through as well. So this is a growth mechanism that we all gonna have to grow on. But like you just say, I see a change coming into the young folks. The young folks is not having it. This thing called internet and computers has opened up the door with a lot more information, made the world much smaller. And now folks are starting to take pride in who and what they are. So all we can do is try to do what we can to push that that whole movement along, and I think it'd be in the long run. It'd be better for us all. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Well, Doc, we ain't gonna hold you no longer. I know it's you.
No, I appreciate building with you guys, man. No, I had a good time, man. I appreciate building with you brothers, man. And next time you come this way.
Oh, no doubt. I'm gonna catch you for sure. I'm coming to Takoradi because when you told me that in 2018, that was one of the spots that I was talking about if I was gonna move between that and Elamina area. Yeah, that's what I was going to see.
Takoradi is way better, bro, because you, like I said, you can just jump on a plane and go to the capital city. And like you have interest abroad, you don't want to be trying to get through traffic and everything like that. I could jump on a plane here, and I'm there in 30 minutes, brother, and right at the airport, and that's next to the mall, so I can still get to catch the movie if I want to, if it's that important,
That's good, brother. That's good. Well, like I say, we hope we see you on the other side, brother. And I know you told me when we was talking. So
what other side? That side? On that side?
Oh no, on your side.
I'm about to say, bro. I don't see that happening right now. You might catch me in the Bahamas, but I'm gonna go somewhere. But I don't think that's going to happen right now. Yeah, right. But when you come this way, brother, definitely, man. And
And so imparting. So imparting for us some quick advice. So you said stretch every morning. Any other thing that we could be doing?
Brother. That's laugh, stretch, fall in love. Don't fall, but love. Dance, sing your favorite songs out loud. The vibration helps you heal. Walk barefoot.
So be mindful of your posture though as well with that.
Oh, my brother. Yeah, that's
sitting up straight and all that kind of stuff.
I'm using invest in a tripod if you don't have one. Most people have a tripod right now. That's good. A tripod you can put your phone on. That way you're not bending your head all the time. And check us out on Sankofa Chiropractic online, man. On what is that? Instagram. And there's a lot of videos we have up there, educate you on sleeping postures and things like that, and sitting postures, exercises we encourage. Get yourself some resistance bands, do body weight exercises, pull-ups. We are primates primarily. Your latissimus dorsi muscle is the muscle that is being synthetically replaced with a back brace. A back brace that goes around your waist and comes under your arms is synthetically strengthening your latissimus dorsi muscle. So that's the same muscle you get from doing pull-ups. So by all means, do pull-ups or go to the gym and do and do lat pulls. Strengthen your latissimus dorsi muscle. Do planks. Do lunges and things like that, like squats. Man, we got to build our base, man. Sitting up straight is key. How can you have a penis and let it die? I'll put it that way. I blame everyone on their. So if you don't eat right, you won't have power down there. And even if you're not using it every day, you still want to wake up and it's there. You're still alive. Come on, man. Like let's keep it honest with ourselves, man. Waist pain is there. We're decreased ourselves in power. We're not exercising. Ride a bicycle, kick a ball. Riding a bicycle is great. It's low impact on the body. 10 speeds, you're hunched over too much. Try to be an upright bicycle, one of them old beach bikes with a basket in the front, with some gears on it. I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what you're saying too. In closing, for what our good brother Dr. Brown did some lectures and talking about the Danish study about studying what does they call those blue cities? Those older, what's the older population? Blue zones. Those blue zones. And and this Danish study talked about the longevity and putting like 4 or 5 things that help promote longevity. And they were saying always keeping active, doing things.
No, without a doubt.
Sweeping the floor, tilling the garden, all that bending and moving up. You said that was one of the major keys, and living long. They said, was keeping moving.
Completely. And the gardening one is so important because you're toiling that soil, man, and that's nature. Nature's God. So you toiling in that. You connecting with that. So many things are happening with us on so many dimensions in nature that we're not conscious of. You understand me? And you know, there's things we need to get back to. We wearing so much synthetic fibers and stuff. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
You know, let's get back to this 100% cotton draws and stuff, man. You know, let's be real. There's a reason why classic white underwear have been the staple of humanity, because you know it's clean. If you can't keep your white drawers clean, my friend, learn from a Muslim, use some water, use a rag, get shit together, man. No pun intended. You understand me? But all of these things affect our vibration, man. Man, if you have on some drawers that don't fit right, that mess up your whole day, doesn't it?
Yes, it do. Yeah.
You damn, some drawers, that's worse than having some shoes that don't fit right. But both of them about the same thing. You understand me? And that's real, and it affects us. There's so many things that affect us on micro levels. We need to just step out and dance in the rain naked.
I got you, brother. All right, brother Vince.
Yeah, I just want to drop a couple quick things in. The importance of exercising the lower part of your body. You mentioned squats, and I want to amplify the importance of the deep squat. You know, and you can do squats every day. You know, I've seen online where you could do 10 squats, you know, like maybe 5 or 6 times a day, and that's the equivalent of walking for an hour. So the lower body strength is really important, because you depend on your legs for balance. And when people lose their ability to keep that balance and maintain that balance, they start having issues with walking, and then their mobility, you know, kind of dries up. And then you be that 70-year-old, 80 person walking around pushing the little stroller that we rely on so much these days. So it's so important for us to work those legs, you know, and to have that ability to do that deep squat, you know, the ability to stand up without putting your hands on the ground. You know, that's another thing that we lose, because we don't use muscles, and when you don't use them, that atrophy kicks in, and then you all stiff and you can't move. You got to move. You know, if it's nothing more than going for a 15 or 20-minute walk every day, that can go a long way. So much more that we can share. But Dr. Dean, you dropped some gems on us today. You got my attention with that flight to Takoradi. So I'm really serious about that. I really would like to experience that part of the country, because basically what I have seen is the central region. So I've been to Kumasi, I've been to Accra, I've been to Khartoum, I've been to Asin Maso, I've been to those places. I haven't been up north, haven't been up the Volta region, and I went to Takoradi one time with Nana Duakwa and Nana Kwamina II. So I've had a taste of it, and I think we did pass the golf course on the way there. So I'm like, oh, so they got it. They got it going on. So
Definitely.
We gonna look you up.
You were in good company.
Yes.
All right, they know where to find me. I'm right there next to both of them. So they know where I'm at, and I look forward to seeing all of y'all when you get around this way. Thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate this time. And you know,
thanks for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right.
My brother. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, love. Much love.